Hey there, I'm Dre with Time of Dre. It's really important for every creator to have the foundations really solid for their account because you're building everything else on top of that. So this is comprised of three main elements: your niche, your positioning, and your brand. So let's kind of talk about each of these so that you have a great understanding of what we're referring to, and you can double check yourself on where you're at and if you need to change anything. So when I bring up niching down, creators all the time kind of get a little queasy, like, I don't want to limit myself. I don't want to be only down to one thing. But when you niche down, you are taking a larger target market, like women with children, and you are slivering this down to a narrowed subsection to say women with children who have twins, right? Something much more specific. And so what that allows you to do is speak louder, speak more clearly to a certain group of people. So I want to share you the story of one of my clients, Nikki. Nikki was gearing her content towards plus size fashion. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, that sounds like a niche. That's pretty niche. That's like a group of a group of a group. But actually, plus size women is, millions and millions, if not billions of people. So what she did is she narrowed down even more to women who are in the plus size category that also had a very specific body shape. And she put out a video on this specific body shape, and it has 7 million views. She went from 1,500 followers on Instagram to 40,000 followers on Instagram in under 2 months because she niched down and created this narrow focus, okay? So we really want to make sure that your Instagram bio and profile are calling in a more specific type of person. So let's just do a quick little audit here. The first thing I want you to look at is the header of your Instagram profile, meaning everything when you first look at it, highlights and up. First of all, take a look at your profile picture. Does this represent your personality or what it is you're trying to do on social? No sunglasses, no hats. You are not the person of mystery. We want to see your beautiful eyes, smiling face, forward to the camera, close to the camera, so that we can get an understanding of your personality and who you are as a person. Then we want to take a look at your name field. So this is the actual, not your handle, but your name field on your Instagram profile. A lot of times people just put their full name. Like for me, Dre Fox. But this is actually a keyword-rich opportunity for you to show up in a search. So we don't want to use any fancy words. We want to use strong keywords that your ideal follower would use to search to find you. So if you decided that you were really going to get narrow and tight on men who were vegan athletes, you would want your name to say Brad Vegan Athlete Tips, something like that. We don't want to use fancy language. We're not trying to, make it sexy and interesting and different. We are using strong keywords. So I really want to challenge you to take whatever niche that you've been working with or whatever group you've been working with for your content right now and piece it out even more. Say, okay, I know I've been talking to foodies in my area, but I really want to speak to people who are budget foodies in my area, or people who are feeding a big family in my area, or people who are looking for gluten-free options in my area. Take it one level deeper and change your name field in your Instagram bio to be more specific for that. Now let's look at your bio statement, because this is a really big, important portion of your profile. I have a simple formula for you. This is I help inspire or create for what type of people so that they can do something with your information. And I'm going to give you an example. I help creators master and monetize their message online, inspiring young moms to redefine their identity after their first child, showing you the most affordable things to do in Houston so you can get out there on a budget. So let's just look at this with the formula. I help creators, that's the type of person, Do what? Master and monetize their message online. Okay, let's look at the next one. Inspiring who? Young moms to do what? To redefine their identity after a child. Showing you, that's what I'm doing, who, what? The most affordable things to do in Houston for Houstonites so they can do what? So they can get out there on a budget. So I help who do what so they can do what? And if you right now in your bio, you have things like glitter lover, dog mom, coffee is my addiction, whatever you might be saying there, that comes off as a very personal account. I wouldn't follow somebody who had a personal looking Instagram bio because it feels like an invasion of their lives. But someone who says, I help a different group of people learn something or understand something or feel inspired by something, I know that that person is trying to attract outsiders. And I can say, boom, that is what I'm looking for. So all of the personal stuff can come out of your bio and gear it towards a stranger. Think about yourself walking down Rodeo Drive. You see a store that says, I'm the purse store. And you walk up to the window and you peer in. And there's a ton of purses in there. And it looks great. And you're like, woo, okay, good. I'm going to go in the purse store because I want a purse. But what if it said the purse store on the outside and you walked up to the windows and inside was only shoes? You'd be like, Or maybe even worse yet, there's nothing inside. It just looks like a ton of cobwebs. You're not going to enter in that store. You're not going to become a buyer. You're not going to join that store's community. And much the same with social media. So what we are trying to do is we're trying to say in our name field that we do something. In our bio, we're showing that we do this thing. And then in our highlights and our content, we are reinforcing the narrative that our account is about this idea, this one thing that we're talking about. So if you were doing female solo travel, I would expect that your name field said Katie, female solo traveling. I would expect that your bio statement would say something like inspiring young women to get out there and solo travel so that they can see the world one continent at a time. And I would also expect that your content had a lot to do with female empowerment, female solo travel, travel tips, and pictures of you traveling. That is how you get people to click the follow button. It's not by being fancy. It's not by being the coolest. It's about clarity. It's about showing them that when they click the follow button, that they're going to get exactly what they expected from you and your brand. Okay. So now that we've completed your bio, and it should be full of keywords describing exactly what it is that you're doing and the value that you're providing, that really helps you with your positioning, because now I'm able to say, okay, I know this account is about travel, but in your bio, you just position yourself as a solo female travel account for young women who want to get out there and see the world for the first time. I'm going to know that that is either for me or not, and that's okay. We're not trying to get every female in the world to follow you. So when you position yourself through your bio statement, you're able to get people to say, I found the right account for me, and I'm going to go on this journey with this person. And other people won't, and that's okay. So we want to talk about your highlights as well, because this is actually a really overlooked piece of people's Instagram accounts. And they often end up looking like highlights from your trip to Cabo when you were in middle school, and your dog highlights and food that you're eating or your workout, whatever plan, something like that. But this is a really strategic place. We want this to read like a book. So if you don't have any stories live, guess where I'm going to go to learn more about your brand? I'm going to go to your highlights. And so if we are saying that you're a fashion blogger, a budget fashion blogger, then what we would expect to see in your highlights would be an about me highlight, styling tips, affiliate links, and budget fashion finds. But if you were an affordable fashion blogger and your highlights were your cat, your trip to a Justin Bieber concert, and your workout routine, does that go back to this idea of A plus B plus C equaling the bigger picture? It doesn't really, right? It throws you off. And so I always have my students take a really critical look at their highlights to say, does this make sense to a stranger? If they tap in to highlight about me, can it flow? Can they gather who you are? Or is it a big, jarring experience? If I go to your affiliate links highlight, is it really easy for me to find the affiliate link so I can make you money, so I can give you money by using your link? Or is it a mess? This might take you deleting highlights in its entirety and starting over. But the good news is in your story archive, all of your stories still live there, and you can rebuild the highlight in order, or you can upload new content and information to your stories and make really condensed, beautifully done highlights that represent your brand. Oh, and don't forget to do highlight covers, because that's a big part of this as well. So I constantly encourage you to think like a stranger. This isn't about you. This is about gearing it towards somebody else that we want to catch. Taking that critical eye to your creativity is tough. It's tough to say, oh man, I don't think this is right. I think I need to change something. But that is where you get that explosive growth and a huge wind of change for your account overall. So again, we want your name field, your bio statement, and your highlights to all make sense and create one bigger presentation and picture of what it is that you're doing. So if you say that you're skincare over 40, then your bio statement should say helping women over 40 age in reverse with my skincare secrets. And then your highlights are skincare favorites, affiliate links, about me, my skin journey. You're going to know that that account is really well done. So I want to challenge you to a piece of homework. Change over your bio, your header, your highlights. Take a screenshot and share it with us so that we can give you feedback and give you some pointers on what it is that you've done. You can copy and paste it, whatever it is that you want to do, just so we can see it and help you out there. This is what you want. You want to be able to monetize your profile, and we can help you do that throughout the rest of this course, but it's going to start with these foundations being locked down. So certainly get some feedback if you're a little confused on what you should do here. So the first task of this course is the following. Update your profile picture in your name field. Swap out your Instagram bio with a formula of I help or inspire who to do what so they can do what. And then start cleaning up your highlights by either completely removing them or editing them greatly into something that makes a much bigger sense for your brand. So once you've picked your niche and you've positioned yourself in that niche with your bio, the next step is to really think about your brand. That's like the visual depiction of your brand, the verbal depiction of your brand that you are putting out there online. And we're going to be talking about that in depth in the next video. But essentially, your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. And I know, I don't know if you're like me, but I want people to say good things. And so we have to help them say the good things by creating this bigger picture of what it is that we're all about and what we're putting out on our social media channels. So I want to ensure that you stay tuned for the rest of this course. Over the next several videos, we're going to be talking about growth. We're going to be talking about monetization, building up your affiliate business, and creating your personal brand. And all of that starts very soon. So make sure you stay tuned for the rest of this course, and I'm going to catch you in the next video.